Good afternoon and happy Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. We are headed out to Matthew's volleyball game right now. So I will include some footage for you guys from the volleyball game. Volleyball game a little while ago, and actually I'm gonna get ready to take a shower and head to bed, but unfortunately they ended up losing the volleyball game. You guys saw a little bit of it. I think I recorded just the first game when Matthew was in, and then he was in the second game too, like he played both games, but they just looked so tired that honestly the coach had like a really long talk with them, and I don't know what it is. Like my dad was saying too, it seems like it's like when we play at home games, like they just don't do well, and like even too they ended up winning last Wednesday, but like they lost the first set and then had to play two more and then just barely, I think, won the second one and took it to a third one and ended up winning. But like they play really slow when they seem like they're at home, whereas like the tournament too, honestly though, I don't know, they didn't come out really good, like started off really well, but yeah, I don't know what it was. And so my dad and like two of the other dads were talking to the coaches after the game and just saying like, you know, like the serves, honestly too, like honestly it's ridiculous. Like the other team I think ended up serving in the net maybe about 3 times, and they had some really like hard servers, but honestly we've seen teams that have, you know, had hard serves and stuff like that in the past and have done okay against them, you know, and can like manage that, I guess. But the problem was that like sometimes the kids just wouldn't move their feet, or like there was just really dumb plays. But okay, so they serve in the net like only 3 times. We probably ended up having about 10 or so serves either in the net or out court. So it's like ridiculous when, and you know, we did a little bit better I think this game, but you know, like serves, if you end up losing, like you miss a block or you know, something like that, at least it's a competitive loss of points, whereas like you serve in the net or you serve the ball straight out of the back of the court or whatever, honestly it's just points that you're giving away to the other team, and it's really ridiculous. So like that was one of the big things that I think they've had. Like I said, this team was very clean. 3 times I think I know for sure they ended up serving in the net. Other than that, they were just like a clean team. They weren't overwhelmingly like spectacular, like, you know, they were just gonna beat us up and stuff like that. They didn't really have a whole ton of blockers. When we ended up spiking the ball, we'd get it, you know, we wind up like it'd wind up bouncing off of them and stuff like that, or we'd end up like putting it in the right spot. But there was a handful of times where the sets weren't that great, or our spikers just weren't really on it today. Like I said, there wasn't like anything overwhelmingly like that we did horrible on, other than I think really like just our serves. And yeah, just like, and again too, the kids just look really lethargic, like they thought it was going to be easy, because I think we played them maybe last year or 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure we ended up beating this team, but the really tough thing about this game is it was a conference game, so now we're ranked according to our conference, I think is what my dad was saying, and so since it counts now, so I don't know that the other 2 games were conference games or not, but I know that my dad said this one was because this team was in our conference. So, yeah, it kind of stinks. Matthew did have a couple of good, what's it called? Digs. I was going to say spikes. I was like, wait, no, he doesn't spike. That I ended up catching on film. But like I said, I didn't get too much for today just because, again, it was like, they'd have, like, it wasn't consistent, and I like to try and record when they're, like, in a consistent role, or when, you know, the game's, like, really close or something like that, but it was just, like, you know, they'd end up getting a point off of us, and then we'd, like, maybe spike it, and then, like, maybe we had a good dig, but then they ended up getting a point somehow, you know, and so it was very, like, inconsistent, and so that's what I kind of like to record a little bit more, because if not, I wind up recording a ton, and then having so much footage and stuff like that, but Matthew actually didn't play that much, but the second game, was just really hoping that they'd win, and so I was kind of trying to focus a little bit more on that than recording, so that's why I didn't get too much of the second game. But yeah, guys, it's like I said, it stinks a little bit that they ended up losing. They've lost 2 games now. They've only won 1, but yeah, they're supposed to play again tomorrow, and apparently this is supposed to be an easy team. They're not apparently very good, but who knows? If we're having a bad day, we could look like complete garbage against a, you know, a not very good team, or a team that isn't supposed to be very good. At least that's what Matthew said. I don't think we've ever played this team before that I know of. I know we've never been to their school, again, that I know of, but we're supposed to be playing them. And like I said, Matthew said that they were not very good, but you know, with the way we play, it could, we're hot and cold. One day we could be playing really well, and another day they seem like they play down to their competition, though, a lot of times. And sometimes when it isn't, like I said, I don't think that they thought this team was supposed to be very good today, so I think they played down to them. And again, just dumb mistakes here and there, and it ended up costing them the game. And they didn't end up losing by a whole ton of points. I think maybe by 5 in both games. So we were like right in it. And in the second game too, we had the lead, and then all of a sudden they ended up coming back. We were up like 5 points, and then they ended up coming back and they won it in the end. So yeah, it's a crazy roller coaster, like I said, with their volleyball team. It's honestly been every single volleyball team I feel like Matthew's been on, other than his middle school. They pretty much, overall, I don't think they ever had, like, a bad game. Like, they always look good. I think they've won almost every single one of their tournaments when Matthew was when he was in middle school. He played both 7th and 8th grade. I think his 8th grade year, because I went to that one, they ended up getting 2nd place, only beat out by the team that was hosting it, which was, like, apparently, like, some, like, crazy good, like, they were all, like, travel kids and stuff like that, and they kept them in it overall, but, yeah, it was one tournament they ended up going to, and I think, like, 2 of the other tournaments, I think they got, again, either 1st or 2nd. So and I don't, again, remember them really losing a whole lot of games in middle school, but in high school, like, Matthew's teams, they're just always, like I said, and even the way Matthew plays sometimes too, they can be hot and cold. It just depends. But like I said, I remember his volleyball team in middle schools, both years were really good, like, very, very competitive. And like I said, with this team, they're really competitive, but it just depends on if you're gonna have them on a good day or a bad day. And today looked like not a very good day, but I think the coach, like, she had them, like, in the hallway, was, like, talking to them, like, we were waiting to leave for, like, a while, because they were, like, she was talking to them for, like, a long time. So hopefully tomorrow they show up, they play well, and we get a win tomorrow. So I will record again for tomorrow for you guys. But if you guys did enjoy today's vlog, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.